Hey guys, I'm Adam from Amtac Suppressors and the Tactical Performance Center. I want to talk to you again today about practicing with the 22. This time we are talking about practicing with the rifle. If you want to see the pistol video, we put that up earlier, so you can go check that out. But today we are concentrating on the rifle. The rifle actually has more advantages practicing with the 22 than the pistol does, because there's things you can do with the 22 rifle that you cannot do with the 223 rifle. Mostly you can shoot steel at really close distances. So I can set up a bunch of steel for my practice session. I don't have to go tape anything, and it just speeds things up quite a bit. Just like the pistol, there's two ways to go. You can use a dedicated 22 rifle. Smith & Wesson M&P 22 is a perfect example. You can also just use your 10-22 with a dot or some sights on it. You're still getting practice pulling the trigger. You can still get practice with the things that you need to practice with live fire. What I did, I went a little bit different route, and I got a dedicated 22 upper, and I put it on my lower. So this is a JP 22 upper, and I put it on my competition lower. So my grip is the same, my trigger is the same, my stock is the same, cheek weld, and the weight is really similar, even running a similar diameter handguard. So everything feels exactly the same as it does when I'm shooting my 223. On the front, I am running a Amtac fire and suppressor, which I always run when I'm shooting 22. It's, just nice to be able to shoot without ears on. It lets you hear the bullets hit the steel, which can be really hard, especially when you get, 70 yards on a thick 4-inch piece of steel or something like that. They don't really ring the same way they do with the 223. And it's just a lot of fun. Like I said with the pistol, the more fun I can make my practice, the more likely I am to practice. On top of this guy, I run a Vortex Spark AR red dot. On my competition upper, I'm shooting a Razor HD2 1:6. And although it would be ideal to be looking through there and seeing the same reticle, I'm basically doing all of my 22 practice on 1 power anyways. And I'm not really paying attention to my reticle through the Razor when I'm shooting that thing on 1 power. I'm just looking at a big fiery red dot in the middle, which is what the Spark gives me for a significantly lower price. So the things that you want to practice when you're practicing with a rifle, just like a pistol, it's not going to recoil the same. Although a really well-tuned 223 essentially recoils like a 22, it's not quite the same, and it's really easy just to get pretty sloppy with your stance and the way that you hold the rifle. So I wouldn't practice, your 50-yard bill drills or anything like that. You want to practice things like shooting on the move, position entry. But mostly what I practice is shooting offhand at about 50 yards, because there's a lot of that in free gun these days, and position entry and exit for long shots. So what I'll do is I'll come into a position, whether that's a supported standing, reverse kneel, double kneel, even a prone. The mags are about the same length, so you can go prone on your magazine. I'll get into that position fast, break clean shots at 50, 60, 70 yards at a small piece of steel, and then exit that position efficiently. And that's going to save me real seconds in a match. The long-range rifle really makes or breaks your matches in most of these things. So if you guys have any questions about my setup, why I do what I do, why I don't just jump straight to a 223 for practice, you can leave that stuff up in the comments. And for anything else, you can visit us at amtacsuppressors.com.